Hey there, guys. Welcome to day 2 of our devotional thought. I got to be really honest with you. This may be the life principle that I'm most looking forward to teaching because I believe that there's so much misunderstanding around this idea. I believe that non-Christians, when they think about Christianity, they have a wrong idea. And I think even Christians, when they think about this idea, have a wrong idea. And so our reading today is in Exodus chapter 19, verse 5. And here's what it says. Now, if you obey me fully and you keep my covenant, then out of all the nations you will be my treasured possession, although the whole earth is mine. And so today I want to talk about just our view of sin. And so I grew up in a very conservative Christian home, a very conservative Christian church. And so when I was brought up, my view of sin was that you did not sin because you were supposed to pay God back. Not that you were going to earn it back, but it was kind of this idea of like, man, all that God's done for you, all that Christ has done for you, can't you at least go to church on Sunday? Can't you at least stop saying those things? Can't you at least act the proper way? And so I always saw morality and the lack of sin as something that was really good for us to do, as kind of like, not a payback, but more of like just recognizing how much Christ has done for us. And I think there's some wisdom to that, but I want to challenge you with this. I think our view of sin needs to shift. And what I've seen is that a lot of times people talk about sin as a virtue, as like, I should give more money. I should spend more time in my Bible study. I should be more forgiving. That would be something that I ought to do. And what I would tell you is I think that morality is virtuous, but more than that, here's what I think it is. I think it's just wise. I don't think that God was arbitrary and that he was like, forgive people, tell the truth. I think that God, when he laid this whole system out, he said, hey, here are the things that are really going to benefit you. And there's some things over here, and you know what? Honestly, they're kind of fun for a season. I get that. But they leave just a trail of just regret and pain and hurt. And so as my dearly loved children, don't do those things because those are really going to hurt you. And you should do these things because they're really going to bless you. And I think we need to start looking at sin not as something, I know, Pastor, I really need to start doing that. And start realizing that, hey, we get to do these things because our Father told us to do these things because they were going to bless us, and that is the best possible life. And so let me just end with an illustration here. I'm a huge Dave Ramsey guy. I love Dave Ramsey. I listen to all his podcasts. I've read all his books. I teach his class. I love Dave Ramsey. And I love when people call in and they're not believers. I'm not happy that they're not believers, but I love that when non-believers call in and they show that these principles work regardless of if you have a relationship with God or if you don't have a relationship with God. The wisdom of God doesn't have to be used by a Christian for it to work. The wisdom of God works if you do it. And what would happen if we started looking at God's commands not as something that we had to do, but as just something that was wise? If you want to have the best possible life, do what God tells you. I think that's a great principle for us to live by. Hope this helps. Talk to you guys soon. Bye.